Come all young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. Blow, ye winds, westerly, westerly blow. We're bound to the southward, so steady she goes.
Well, our next performer comes from the Long Beach Peninsula, just across the mighty Columbia. The peninsula lays across the edge of just the largest ocean on the planet. So let's give a warm welcome to our next performer, Mary Garvey.
Thank you. I'm always so honored to be here. And I thought I would start with a sort of happy song because I have a very sad one next. This is called Bring the Salmon Home. It's Steamboat Slough is by Skamakua up the Columbia River. Life is good on Steamboat Slough. You're born just knowing what to do. Build a boat and find a crew to bring the salmon home, yeah, home. Bring the salmon home. We know where they like to mate, where they like to congregate. We're in no hurry, we can wait to bring the salmon home, yeah, home. Bring the salmon home. Lars will cook and Pat will sing. Elmo does most everything to set the gill nets in a ring to bring the salmon home, yeah, home. Bring the salmon home. From the seine or off the hook, the spring, the coho and chinook. From every pool, every nook, we'll bring the salmon home, yeah, home. Bring the salmon home. Pack the ice and stow the gear. It wants to rot so quickly here. We'll make it last another year to bring the salmon home, yeah, home. Bring the salmon home. Grab your jackets, hit the deck. The engine needs another check. A storm is coming, what the heck? We'll bring the salmon home, yeah, home. Bring the salmon home. Thank you. I should say I grew up on the Columbia, and my father was a rural postman, so he knew all these places. And he also had a little cannery, kippering, smoking operation with his friend Ole Olson. So I think I just got a touch of this at an early age. I'm not a fisher, you know, so, but I have worked in marine research and other things. Okay. Now this is the sad one. You know, a boat went down February 5th, I believe, and someone from Bay Center is presumed lost. His name was Bryson Fitch. The tune, I put it to an Irish tune called Fanny Power. On a February day, a boat went down the Ethel May at the mouth of Willapa Bay. The pilot house kept rolling home. Daylight came for you and me, the last thing we would hope to see. The pilot house had broken free. The pilot house kept rolling home. If a pilot house could stay afloat, why not then a crabbing boat in a place so distant and remote? The pilot house kept coming home. Bay Center lost a favorite son. His family's grief can't be undone. Bryson Fitch, the precious one, the pilot house kept coming home. On a February day, a boat went down the Ethel May at the mouth of Willapa Bay. The pilot house kept rolling home. And how we found out about this, some of us, was there's a picture of the pilot house floating home. I mean, it came undone and just kept floating. So it was a very iconic picture. Now, and start waving if I go over time here. Here's one, Oysterman, and this was told to me by someone who raises clams and other seafood, that during the Vietnam War, there were no young men in certain areas of Willapa Bay. They were all gone. Oysterman, oysterman, where's your bateau? I can't use it here, it travels too slow. A boat in the water is all that I know. Oysterman, oysterman, where's your bateau? Oysterman, oysterman, where is your rake? They told me a rifle was all I could take. A muddy reflection I see in my wake. Oysterman, oysterman, where is your rake? Oysterman, oysterman, where is your sack? A 50-pound duffel instead of a pack. We have to go out, we don't have to come back. Oysterman, oysterman, where is your sack? Oysterman, oysterman, where are your tongs? I used them to capture a few Viet Congs. If I make it home, I will sing you these songs. Oysterman, oysterman, where are your tongs? Oysterman, oysterman, where is your crew? We're river rats now, that's what we do. The young men are gone from the town that we knew. Oysterman, oysterman, where is your crew? Oysterman, oysterman, where is your mud? There's plenty of that mixed with our blood. A rocket is whistling, I hope it's a dud. Oysterman, oysterman, where is your mud? Oh, that is very sad. I think I have time for one more. Does that seem true?
You've got plenty of time, yes.
Okay. I got two Alaska songs, women or men, Copper River or some. Oh, I don't know if I have time. You got to learn the chorus for the women one. Copper River? Well, somebody beat you. Here's the chorus. The boat can heave and roll and pitch, that's joy to a Usinovich. Life goes on without a hitch. Boat, I think I gave it the tune to the other. That's hard going song after song, you mix up your tunes. Fishing comes and fishing goes. Fishing's what this family knows. Fishing boats and fishing clothes. Boats out in the harbor. The boat can heave and roll and pitch. That's joy for the Usinovich. Life goes on without a hitch. Boats out in the harbor. Pretty girls in flannel shirts. He never told us fishing hurts. Money comes in drabs and spurts. Boats out in the harbor. The boat can heave and roll and pitch. That's joy for a Usinovich. Life goes on without a hitch. Boats out in the harbor. He had no sons but had 5 daughters who fish and fish these self-same waters. Each one treasures what he taught her. The boat's out in the harbor. The boat can heave and roll and pitch. That's joy for a Usinovich. Life goes on without a hitch, and boats out in the harbor. Dalmatian coast to Stillicombe, Bristol Bay and north to Nome. So many ports that we call home. Boats out in the harbor. The boats can heave and roll and pitch. That's joy to a Usinovich. Life goes on without a hitch. Boats out in the harbor. We'll fish until the fish are gone. A father's love has carried on. He'd be so proud of what we've done. Our boats out in the harbor. The boat can heave and roll and pitch. That's joy for a Usinovich. Life goes on without a hitch, and boats out in the harbor. I do have second cousins called Usinovich, and they're involved with fishing. And well, One, but I still have time for one more? I guess I'm the last one, so. Okay. Here we go. There's repetition here, so you guys are not very good at singing on little repetitions. So try harder, try harder. Yeah. Just sing, we're going after Copper River salmon in the spring. We're going after sockeye in the spring. It's work, hard work, passed from father to his son. Work, hard work, and the day is never done. Sometimes dark and dismal, sometimes downright fun. Going after Copper River salmon in the spring. We're going after sockeye in the spring. It's guess, good guess, when the salmon are returning. Guess, good guess, how much money we'll be earning. No guess at all how much gas we'll be burning. Going after Copper River salmon in the spring. We're going after salmon in the spring. And it's turn, sharp, turn, trying not to hit the logs. Turn, sharp, turn, and it's raining cats and dogs. Hard to keep your bearings when you're steering in the fog. Going after Copper River salmon in the spring. We're going after sockeye in the spring. And it's wet, damn wet, and it's soaking through your jacket. Wet, damn wet, the engine makes a funny racket. You're not getting younger, how much longer can you hack it? Going after Copper River salmon in the spring. We're going after sockeye in the spring. And it's fish, fresh fish for the markets of Seattle. Fish, fresh fish, and it's really quite a battle. If we want to get there first, we really must skedaddle. Going after Copper River salmon in the spring. We're going after sockeye in the spring. And it's chuck, skookum, chuck, how you potlatch, skookum, chuck. Chuck, skookum, chuck, how you potlatch Tillamook. Chuck, skookum, chuck, alki salmon, muck-a-muck. Going after Copper River salmon in the spring. Going after sockeye in the spring. Oh, thank you. And that was a little bit of the Chinook, not the Chinook, their native language, but the trading language in Chinook, which is very interesting.
Now blow the gentle wind o'er the dark blue sea, no more will stay thy hand, since will